Hi, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. My name is Peter Loshak. Today is Friday, July 27th. It's Friday morning, and we're talking right now with Joe Gavazzi from JoeGavazziSports.com, taking a look at some games that will go later on today in MLB. Right now, we're going to take a look at the game that a lot of people, I'm sure, are wondering about. The Boston Red Sox at home against Minnesota with Chris Sale starting. Chris Sale in absolute lights-out form. The market has slapped a line of about minus 350 on the Red Sox. Question is, do we take that anyway? Do we fade it? Or do we bet it in some other way? Or do we just ignore it and pass? Chris Sale, undeniably, though, right now in absolute lights-out form. Minnesota, though, they've won 4 in a row on the road, although they, including yesterday against Boston. Although before that, they got swept at Kansas City, so maybe a little bit of a hard team to get a read on right now. What's your take on this game and this line, Joe?
Many people might be knee-jerk to Minnesota, who still believes they're in the division race with Cleveland, trailing by 7 games. After all, Minnesota has won 13 of their last 18 games. Before you get too excited about it, please note that 13 of those 18 games have been against Baltimore, Kansas City, and Toronto, all clearly sub-500 teams. Now that they're going to step up against Boston and Cleveland the next week, their fortunes may not be as good, although they did with one of the best road pitchers in Major League Baseball last night get the better of Boston. I think that turns around today here, and I've got some good reasons to point out. Remember, I am not adverse to laying big prices or big run line prices at this point in time in the season, particularly when I see that there is still value going on in the game. Boston could be complacent. Remember, after all, they have a somewhat healthy lead over the Yankees, and they've lost 2 in a row. Does that mean they're on a downer, or does that mean that Boston's going to bounce back big here in this one? Well, if you scan their log this season, you will find that they have won 8 consecutive games when they have come off back-to-back losses this baseball season. 8 consecutive times. Boston has cashed that 3rd game off the back-to-back losses, and that's just such the situation as they find themselves in here, as although they have those losses, they're still on runs of 20-6 and 15-4. They have my number 3 to number 20 OPS edge, huge edge in the bullpen, 4-28, and of course, now we get to that starting pitching matchup. Lynn has had real trouble changing leagues and has an ERA over 5 and an OPS approaching 8. He's going up against Sale, and these numbers you rarely see in Major League Baseball from any starter. Over his previous 5 starts, spanning 33 innings, Sale has allowed just 1 run, and get this most incredible statistic, a 57-to-1 strikeout-to-walk ratio. That, as they say in the business, is lights out. Please don't be frightened laying runs with Boston. We got to lay a big price, but we will lay that big price, probably 1.5 runs and maybe 70 cents to get a win with Boston tonight. Knowing that, check out these run line numbers. Do you know that for the Boston Red Sox, 42 of their previous 45 wins and 22 of their last 23 wins have all come by 2 or more runs? Put that up against the 72% league average by 2 or more runs, and you'll see why we're on the Boston Red Sox tonight run line.
All right, well, that line is getting bet up a little bit even from where it opened. It opened at about minus 165 market wide. Now it's all the way up to about minus 180. There are still some 175s available. Joe Gavazzi recommending a play on Boston Red Sox run line. Right now, the best line would be minus 175. Thanks so much, Joe Gavazzi. Give a plug for your website, JoeGavazziSports.com.
I talk about the run line here often when I do these analysis, and you need to know which teams are 80% run line teams. Now remember, the league average, 72% for a Major League Baseball team. They win a game by 2 or more runs every victory in Major League Baseball. But I look at teams that are 80% or better, give them to you on a list every week, and you get to use those in your own run line handicapping. Just click articles at JoeGavazziSports.com.
Thanks very much, Joe. Talk to you again very soon.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to our channel. Now we've put a lot of work into producing all these free videos, so please help us out and keep all our content free for you forever by simply liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Now, not to mention, a visit to our industry-leading website will warm the hearts of all our SBR employees, especially myself. Now, the links are over there to the left, so do check those out. Thanks for watching.